Hey, it's Toddault. This is Risk On. It's the 20th of May. I was pretty jacked a few seconds ago. Peace in the Middle East. Really? That's an oxymoron, right? But there's a ceasefire between Gaza and the Israeli military, the Israeli government. What a rip-roaring day for us, personally. Jason, what do you think of that?
I think we made a few dollars today.
It was an incredible day today. We're going to cover a lot of stocks today, a lot of risk-on moments for us, and we added some. What's up with this this one we added, this crazy one? You guess you get to take psychedelic mushrooms in California, maybe? I could actually just take a mushroom legally?
What's up, FAMI?
I did not know that.
Skyla's excited. Uh-oh, mushrooms!
Ooh.
FAMI, for full disclosure, we are long 350,000 shares of that, and it's 47 in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
Now, be careful, everyone. That's not a recommendation. This is a 45-cent stock, effectively. And you shouldn't be buying it, but somehow Jason made me buy it. And what do we do here in this show? We talk about risk. We talk about the risk we're taking. It's for entertainment purposes. We got Marshall Wilkinson in the house. Wilkinson in the house.
Great to be back. Great to be back.
2 days in a row. And yesterday we had an amazing podcast with him where we talked about some high conceptual ideas around, what's going on here? Is everything okay? Yes. Okay. High conceptual ideas around Bitcoin. I love that. But listen, we're going to properly segment the show today. We're going to try to do that. Yeah. So, Jason, why don't you update everyone on the market, especially crypto? I want to know what's going on there. After I spoke to Marshall yesterday, I realized I'm buying more crypto.
Yeah, for sure.
Good man.
Hey, it looks like the Dow and the NASDAQ and the S&P all finished strongly in the green today. The Dow was 34,084, good for a 188-point gain. The NASDAQ, 13,535, up 236. The S&P, 4159, plus 43. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's take a look right now because it's always fluid. And yes, indeed, it's 40,500, reclaiming the 40K mark.
Let's go.
Psychologically, that's a win for us. Ethereum, 2827. Let's just do, I've been keeping you guys posted on this Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. 40,500 divided by 2827 is 14.32 Ethereum to 1 Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. At one time, it was under 13 during this craziness. It seems to have a little more separation right now. Oil was down $1.50 a barrel to 61.88. Gold down 18.78. Silver 27.88 flat. Copper flat 4.57. Woo.
Hey, we got a lot of disclosure on the show today. Heads up, obviously, for a few things. We are going to terminate the Merch Pure giveaway at the end of the month, May 31st. Mm-hmm. So if you want some merch, type in merch to 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831. Put in merch, and we're going to send you some merch. Hey, Josh, can we pop up that picture of the guy who, what was his name again? Was it Armando?
No. It was Alejandro.
Alejandro, sorry. I apologize. I'm not very fluent in anything. But it was a great picture. Can we pop that picture up real quick? While we're working on that, we can't hear Josh.
Hey, FAMI.
There
What's up, fam?
Look at that. Look at that. Let's pop the picture.
Alejandro Garcia.
Yeah, there we go. Well, good. It's on the other screen, my man.
Alejandro,
yeah. Well, let's leave that up for a minute. Let's see if he sees this. We're going to leave Alejandro. Is he I think he may be the first person to send it in, or the one that
No. The third sent it in days ago.
Yeah, he doesn't count. He's our
Okay,
friend, and we have a deal with him. We're business partners, the third. Now, we love the third. Don't get me wrong.
All right.
We love him. But he was already on the show. This is a guy who has no economic interest in us. True. The third does. We love the third.
You're right.
Is this Alejandro is his name?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Do we know where he's from?
We do. I don't know if, let's see.
Hey, your emails are on the screen, buddy.
Hey,
take his emails down, please. Come on.
Hey, real quick, Papa G, we got something special coming to you. Papa G,
Papa G, we did send
special.
you. We did send you a special shirt.
We got a special shirt coming, Papa.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
In fact, that just went out today.
And it's not a medium; it's a grande.
Grande?
Yeah, large.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little story real quickly as we look at the intro. I'm still negative on the market, but I'm not negative on every single stock. I got to figure out a thesis here. But I reshorted the triple Qs today at 328 and 329. I reshorted the triple Qs. I see it as a hedge. I just don't see that upside. I follow Tom Lee a lot at Fundstrat, and he thinks they're going to retest the 300 mark. I think they will too. But somewhat not relevant today. It was risk on, and we got risk on in a big way. We put on 300,000 of this FAMI, 350,000 FAMI. We also own this other one that's going to be the first black-owned casino. Is that true?
Yeah, Urban One. They're looking.
I know, but is that the first? Is that true that it's the first black-owned casino?
It could be.
Could be.
Yeah, if it's passed in Richmond.
I know, but does that mean there isn't a black-owned
That
casino?
means there's none before.
Right. Correct.
Wow.
That
Let's
is
look at the
correct.
chart there.
A former runner, UONE.
UONE. Let's pull it up real quick.
For those of you that don't know, there are several indicator or tickers like CARV. That's an
This thing
African-American
rallied
one. Yeah,
huge today too. Don't look at us because we're stupid. We bought it in the 9s.
That's okay.
And we paid up for it, right?
Yeah.
But when I heard it was going to be the first black-owned casino, I was like, okay, let's get on this, right? It's down in the aftermarket to 917. It's
fine.
I think we paid 934. We're down in a little bit, but I'm kind of bullish. I think this is a change for the company. I'm pretty excited about it.
You want to hear the 52-week range?
Sure, let's go with it.
$1.10 to $54.16.
Yeah, I think there's some value right there in the middle between $1 and $54 or something. There's somewhere where that stock will settle.
There's the future. Thank you for the $10 Canadian super chats. Appreciate that.
I don't know what the market looks like.
Future got the merch and loves it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Do you have some segments you want to cover here as we go into the second half?
Yeah, I mean, that was the intro.
My wife says Marshall doesn't look happy. Really?
Oh, that's just my normal, natural demeanor.
I think you look happy.
Yeah.
Are you unhappy because you had to step away from that salad? Because I was. I mean,
That salad was
We were
righteous.
late. Well, full disclosure, we were late because Skyla brought us food at the last second. Skyla, thank you.
The pizza wasn't ready. I don't know what
That
you
salad
wanted me
was
to
great.
do.
That salad was sickening. Right?
Hey, we were out late having some cocktails.
Yeah, I wasn't
No,
there.
snapping
I wasn't
what
there.
Christy needs to know is I perfected my scowl.
Oh, did you?
I've been in so many deals, man. I know how to do.
Oh, got it.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like my default setting. Aww.
Marshall, why are you so sad? We had a nice beverage or two last night.
Yeah.
We met a couple of people. It was
Were you
a
guys
good
at the? Did you
time.
guys meet people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we meet people. I
Were
meet
you at the
people
Aria?
everywhere I go. Yeah, Aria.
You just meet people when you're out there?
That's it, man. Talking to people. They
Now,
don't
let's
know
talk
you. They
about
can't
last
flow
night.
you.
We're
man.
at the Anthony Steakhouse. It's a great dinner. We talked the whole night. Everyone's going to go out. Everyone's going to go home and stuff. We make arrangements to go home. And then as we walk out the door, after my wife leaves, at the very last second, they say, hey, you want to go to the Aria and go play poker? Very last second. No planning, no nothing.
Yeah.
My wife's already gone. So what I do, I go home like a good man. That's
yeah,
what I
you
do.
beat us home too.
I did beat you home.
beat us.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, Jason, Marshall, and other people that are not going to be disclosed bail out on me and go to Aria and stay out till 4 a.m. Right?
That's about right.
All right. That's how that. That's how that
I
went.
cannot confirm or deny.
Yeah, that's how that went out.
That's about right.
We
All right,
left
cool.
dinner at like 11:45 last night.
Yeah, and then
It
of
was a
course,
late
you know,
dinner.
it was a late dinner for sure.
But it was
Great
fun.
dinner.
It was a lot of
Let's
fun.
cover some of the stocks real quick, and then we're in the third segment of the day. We
Hey,
are going to cover.
Can you do me a favor? I forgot to pull up NAKD. Can we look at that? I
Sure.
didn't look at it today, so it's
Okay, can we cover NAKD in a minute or two?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. All right, so this is the stock we just talked about, the aforementioned one. Jason, walk through how you found this. I know you're all over the chats.
Yeah.
You do a bunch of algorithmic stuff that gives you what people are talking about.
FAMI.
Why does FAMI matter? Let's put this on the screen here. I'm going to look at the year-to-date chart of FAMI.
Well, FAMI.
So it's
actually-
exactly where it was year-to-date down.
Yeah.
Is that 6.9 cents or 69 cents? Oh, so it's down pretty hard from $1. Wow, this was a lot higher.
69.
It was 30 cents to 247. 52.
Right,
week
okay, so
range.
it's been trading in this range.
17 million float, 28 million outstanding, double the average volume today.
Well, the 5-day perked up nicely, right?
FAMI is a China-based holding company that through its subsidiaries is engaged in processing and distributing dried edible mushrooms. Mainly shiitake and mushrooms. Anyway, California has got legislation that looks like they're going to be able to pass a psychedelic bill where people can enjoy mushrooms on the mean streets of California. This was strictly a play based on news. They also have to cure their under $1 share price. There's a gap fill above 50 cents. So, yeah, we put the formula together. We make a quick decision, and boom, here we are. We're in at like, what, 43.5 or something, 0.435, 0.44 in that neighborhood. And it's getting some volume after hours. This is strictly a short-term swing trade for us. And
Massive speculative play.
yeah, that's all.
I wouldn't do it if I were you. No, there's the chances of us making money here or what? You're that guy. You handicap everything. What's the chances?
We could sell right now. Plenty of volume. But we don't have to. I'd like to get the target of 50
Yeah, but
cents.
sell right now. Does that make we make any money?
Yeah, I like to watch this thing after
Well, we had a
hours.
monster day.
Yeah.
We had I should be in the greatest move ever. We had an incredible day.
We crushed.
Well, and I had a great time last night with Marshall. I really did. I thought dinner was great. We all shared. We had one person had a little bison.
Yeah. I had a piece of that bison.
You know, I didn't really
delicious.
think I would like it, but from there at Arthur's, it's really good.
No, it was unreal.
Anthony's.
Oh, Anthony's. Why do I
Yeah.
call it
Close enough.
Arthur's? What's wrong with me?
Arthur's, yeah.
Buddy B, Jason. Well, Buddy B was just up there for a second.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered fam. Let's cover Chara.
Oh, Buddy's coming to Vegas? Hit me
Yeah.
up, buddy.
Yeah, but wait, he's going to be in Vegas?
Yeah, hit me up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's check it out. Chara up. This is an infrastructure play. We own a lot of it. This thing rallied from 540 low today. All it was hitting $6 today.
You were playing a little cat and mouse game today on
I
level
was
2,
little
right?
chicken. Yeah,
Yeah.
we own a lot of Chara. For full disclosure, we owned about 250,000 shares. We paired it back to 190. So we paired it back, I think, around 40 or 50,000 shares. But we're still long the heck out of this name. But a little frustrated. We'd like to see it move quicker. We talked about Urban One already. 925 in the aftermarket. We're long Urban One. Not a lot. I think 10,000 shares.
Okay.
Torchlight. I'm not going to say a word. This is Jason's stock, and he just, we keep owning this thing back and forth like crazy. But you're suspecting the vote's going to pass, right?
It's passing.
All right, cool.
Reverse
Got it.
takeover with Meta Materials, MMAT. It looks like the special dividend after Torchlight will liquidate all their oil and gas assets, and it will be provided to the shareholders in the form of a preferred. So, yeah, there you have it. This is a monster short interest, TRCH. I don't know what they're waiting for. They need to cover or pay the special dividend. It's up to them. Shorts can pay the price, or they should get out.
We'll see what happens.
They should get out.
CleanSpark, for full disclosure, we are long some CleanSpark. We bought some yesterday back in the aftermarket. Let me just say that we're big fans of this position. I think over time it's become one of our favorite. This is an opportunity to own a stock where they mine crypto and they do it in an efficient, environmentally friendly way. And given what you said about shoehorning,
Yeah.
Jason has brought this to my attention probably over and over again. CleanSpark. He's a big fan of it. I'm a fan too. Jason, why don't you talk about the kind of things they do?
Hey, I heard there's going to be a risk on rewind or recap, maybe
On
in the
CleanSpark?
works, possibly.
Oh,
Did we do the one on GME yet?
Josh, when are we going to release the GME one?
We're ready to launch. Just tidying up a couple things, but CleanSpark is next.
That's going to be sick. I saw a preview of it.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway, I'm a big fan of CleanSpark.
Sweet.
They deploy microgrid strategy to subsidize their energy costs in their Atlanta data center. They also have solar energy storage systems. A complete
But they mine and use solar.
yeah, absolutely. They have a nice energy blend, which is very conscious of the earth and, of course, their carbon footprint. The goal is 100% carbon neutral crypto mining. And you know what? That's a pretty good goal. I wouldn't mine ourselves
That's a
achieving
good
that
goal.
one day.
It's a good goal.
Yeah.
So we like CleanSpark.
Absolutely.
And they have a storage element to it?
Yeah, for sure. Batteries.
Yeah,
Yep.
Storage is great,
Yep.
especially if we could move past the lead acid
And maybe
stuff.
not for the, and let me be clear about this. Only like possibly key elements of their mining operation, maybe switches and stuff.
Yeah.
In any kind of emergency situation, weather, natural disasters,
Yeah.
they'll be able to deploy that, the energy storage system with the batteries, and keep things on track until
But
they get
not
power.
only that, is that the storage is used for that, but they harness it. I mean, they collect it with their overflow.
Oh, yeah, for
so
sure.
they're not losing anything.
Right,
It's
no.
highly efficient.
Our uranium play continues to be a great play. Your Energy,
That's one I like.
URG, we are long that. We were long 250,000 shares. We're now long 240,000.
It's fine.
So we did sell 10,000 today, up a little bit. This
Let's-
chugs along. We are long this stock for sure.
Target
We're not
price-
recommending you do it.
Yeah.
We're not saying you should buy it, but we are long it. This is for entertainment purposes only.
We'll
Just
see
to know
you
what
at
we're doing.
We'll see you at $2.
Yeah, $2 is our target. Freeport McMoran.
Yep.
We re-entered this today in a small way at $40.99. This is a copper play. Anybody who watches this show knows Jason loves copper. SOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was encouraging my partner to add more to our position, and he did. He obliged. I really thank him for
We
that.
doubled our position.
Thank
we
you.
went from 100,000 shares to 200,000 shares.
Yes.
And for full disclosure, we own this.
We're a little wet on this. Wet meaning upside down.
Yeah, we're
Just
upside down on this for
just
full
a little
disclosure.
bit.
We tell you the bad, the good, the ugly. We're long at 358. We're long 200,000 shares. This is a $630,000 position for us.
Okay.
You like this for what reason, Jason?
Hydropower. 3 letters of they actually have 3 LOIs for United States power facilities. They are big now. They're focusing on Ethereum mining, which I'm a fan of, and Ethereum mining is generally more of a quicker break-even point versus Bitcoin mining currently, given the difficulty of each. I like the diversification of SOS. They also proved that they are doing what they said they're doing after the Hindenburg hedgy hit piece on the company. They came out with mining videos, several, and they said basically that you guys are a joke and that this hit piece is trying to affect our shareholders. Here's our mining. Here's what we're doing. Now we're adding to our position. They just had another PR where they're adding more miners, 575 Ethereum miners. So yeah, Sparky and SOS, they're my favorite mining tickers.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like it too.
For full disclosure on Tesla, we were short the 550 calls, and we were, 550 puts, and we were short the 615 calls. And I covered both positions, so we're still short the 600 puts on Tesla. Continue to print money on Tesla.
Yeah.
That spread, we've been working the spread pretty hard. We sold the 550s for $5.16 and bought them back for 75 cents. And we sold the 615s for $5 and bought them back for $1.60.
Todd is the option guru.
Beautiful.
Yeah, until we're not, right?
Well,
Nah, I've been trading options a long time. It's actually something I did for my hedge fund for multiple years. And the only time I really lost money in options, writing them, and was really on 9/11.
9/11, yeah.
Yeah, 9/11 was a black swan event, unpredictable.
yeah.
And actually, I wouldn't have probably lost any money on my hedge. I was long about, I believe, between 5 and 30 million of notional treasuries. I was long treasuries. I used to trade them on eSpeed. Mm-hmm. Now, eSpeed was a product of Cantor Fitzgerald, which was on the top floor
Sure.
of World Trade Number 2. In fact, I know the CEO. He's a very nice guy, Howard. And everyone that day was unfortunately passed away, right?
Yeah.
And so the spreads on treasuries were the biggest I'd ever seen. And I tried to sell in Japan. They were very upset over there that everyone had passed away, which they should be. And so for 4 days, I tried to sell my treasuries. I couldn't sell them. If I would have, I probably would have made enough to offset that hedge. But it was an unprecedented 4-day event where the market was closed and I couldn't cover options.
Yep.
I couldn't sell treasuries. It was a debacle and really put me into a personal tailspin. In fact, I would say the 9/11 event, that black swan moment, not only, I might have been 30 years old, right? Give or take.
Yep, that's about right.
Running a hedge fund for a few years. And what changed my life about that day was that I, up until that moment, didn't really understand hatred or a desire to hurt people or to villainize or demonize a group of people. And so it put me into a tailspin. About 6 months or so later, maybe a little longer, my first wife left me kind of cold turkey. Mm-hmm. No warning. And I went into a tailspin for a few years. It was really a debacle.
You lost a ton of friends too. That's just
It was a very terrible event. I worked for what was Dean Witter at the time. Spent a lot of time on the 60th floor at World Trade Number 2. And there's a few events ever that have happened to me. That was one of them. That I don't know where you were at 9/11, but you're a New Yorker, so you were right there probably. You're building stuff in New York. You're in the heart of New York City.
Yep.
And what is even making me sadder right now is that I'm talking to people, young people who come to me for advice and training and ask me questions, and they're unaware of 9/11.
I know.
It's a shame.
How are you unaware of 9/11? I mean, and I see conspiracy theories and all kinds of terrible stuff. I'm not commenting on that. I was there. I saw what happened. Now, I wasn't in New York. I was on a trading desk. I was in Los Angeles. I was there. I witnessed what happened on TV. It was real time. I knew people that really died. They actually were people I knew. And one day I was on the phone with them, and the next day I wasn't on the phone with them. So for us to have this sort of cancel culture, I don't even know what to call it. What would be the reason why? What would be the reason why we wouldn't be teaching people about 9/11? Why would we not be teaching people about 9/11? Because we don't want to say that a group of Arabs from Saudi Arabia flew planes into the towers? We don't want to say that? We want to not offend somebody that people died? 3,000 people plus died. So what the hell are we doing not teaching people in school American history?
Yeah,
I
man.
learned it in school.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I learned it.
You might have been the last.
Well, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And what'd you learn about it, Skyla?
I mean, that it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody there, so I mean, we just.
You
learned
didn't know,
that it
like,
happened.
let me just.
I mean,
you
I
know-
was a year old when it happened.
For some reason, I remember all the terrorist names. Like right now, I can just say, you didn't know that Mohammed Atta overstayed his visa and was at strip clubs in Florida. You know, he's a devout individual to his religion, but he's at strip clubs partying it up, knowing that he's going to commit a jihad, if you will. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I think the answer is just a larger question of how education in this country is being implemented, and I think as you see it with Common Core, and I've heard some.
Oh, yeah.
Math isn't math anymore, and some of this real radical. We're living in an upside down world, in a world of extremes, and we see it in the markets. Everything's an extreme. Politics is an extreme. Markets are extreme. Wealth is extreme. Poverty is extreme. And I think it's the answer to that question, and I actually feel your emotion as a New Yorker. I mean,
Well,
you know people in there, and so do I.
What's upsetting me is that I'm seeing people bashing Israel for defending itself, and I realize it's not a perfect situation. But when you lob rockets on peace-loving Israeli citizens, you're going to get a response.
Oh, no question.
I mean, did Israel launch rockets first?
No.
They did not.
They were not the aggressor.
This is insanity that I don't get how we continue to support bad behavior. Now, granted, you may not like what the Israelis are doing. I'm not even commenting on settlements and all that other stuff. But if it's nonviolent, that's a different story than killing people.
Sure.
And now they agree to a ceasefire.
Yeah, they ceasefire today.
Recently.
Hey, listen, one of the reasons I brought this up is because I did a podcast, which will be published in about 2 weeks, with our buddy Marshall here. And he talked about extremes. And I thought it resonated in a big way with me. Please leave that up on the screen. Not up the screen where people see it, but what I can see it, because I want to comment on those, on Nash and JB Ballin. Yeah, just leave them up there, please. I think what your message yesterday
Yeah.
resonated with me. In fact, I want to tell you that I think it kind of made me a little, even at dinner and afterwards, I kind of was really thoughtful on the whole thing. My wife kept asking me, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, I don't know what was bothering me, but I really think it's actually really well thought out. You're truly obviously educated on these topics.
Thank you.
So I wonder if you could cover for a few minutes, even though it's going to be in the podcast later, I want to talk about, this is a risk-on moment, man. He's talking about a strategy, what's happening right now. I think this is great advice, and I want everyone to listen about the concept. What was that?
What?
I thought I heard music. I want to hear the concept of risk and extreme, what you were talking about, these extremes that we're experiencing, Marshall.
Yeah. Well, I look at the markets and all my investments from a macro point of view. I try not to get into weeds. I'm trying to look around the bend if I can, and if you can pull your bias out of it and kind of take a higher level approach, you can see that everything is an extreme now. We're in this super cycle of extremes, like massive exuberance, to the up and the downside, and based on my observations and my belief of the macro environment, I believe we're going to have an extreme on the negative side. Like you said, you're not really bullish on the market, and I'm not either. You know, as it relates to equities, I probably would only be bullish on equities that have commodity exposure and clean energy exposure right now. That's why all of my allocation is in hard assets.
Yeah.
You know, real estate and crypto, inflation hedges. But I think that it's as clear as day that we're in this type of cycle right now. And I think it's because the first time in human history we have access to information instantly, and we all have a vehicle of voicing our emotion. And because of that, you have a cluster of a lot of noise that I think is not interpreted well by all of us. And when you put these things together, you have this crescendo, I think. And I think that that's what's spurring a lot of the exuberance that we see today. And I can see it coming to us on the downside based on the macro environment. And so I look at my investments in that way. I try not to get into the weeds as best as I can.
Yeah.
I take a macro approach, and then when I see an opportunity, then I will devour that opportunity, know everything about it, make sure I'm fully convicted on it, like the Bitcoin trade. And then my timeline, my horizon is 10 years.
The Chinese banned the use of financial institutions owning or trading or doing something with Bitcoin. I don't quite exactly understand what they're doing. Isn't Binance based there? But putting that aside, can you go over what you did with me yesterday on your belief system around what Bitcoin allows you to do as a citizen, what it allows you to do as an American, as a member of a human species? I really thought. I hope to God we do something and we keep this message going, because I think that you said it really succinctly about what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency allows you to do.
Yeah, well, Bitcoin is obviously, like I said to you yesterday, it's the world's first self-clearing bearer instrument that cannot be debased, cannot be stolen and degraded. So inflation robs you of your labor. Okay, and when you have, and it has a direct correlation to quantitative easing and money printing, and politicians are the ones that pull the strings on that. So politicians who are not economists and who have not provided the labor that you provided will make decisions that erode your wealth.
Think about what he just said. So he's saying self-clearing. Let's analyze this. Self-clearing.
Yes.
What do you mean by self-clearing? I know what you mean, but I want the audience to understand that you can control the movement of your capital without the government being involved.
Correct. I mean, and or other institution intermediaries that are controlled.
Yeah.
I mean, with a $50 smartphone, I can clear a Bitcoin transaction, and it's a self-bearing asset.
And you control the key. Now the risk is you lose that key, you lose your money. That's a risk that's scary. Right?
That's a risk, yeah. I mean,
it's not insured, you could lose your money.
If you put it in cold storage and it's not on an exchange, absolutely. But I mean, this type of asset is an asset for people who are responsible. You know, this isn't something that you trade on leverage. This isn't something that you're looking for daily gains on. This is an asset of freedom.
This morning, I heard the Biden administration wants the financial institutions to be responsible for reporting your basis.
Yeah, $10,000 or more.
Yeah, they want to control what you're doing.
Of course they do. Of course they do. I mean, I think that's even better for the asset. I mean, this proves my point. This is a massive threat.
I want to cover that again. You guys are all in the audience. You're smarter than I am. There's no question. And you probably already know everything that Marshall knows, but I didn't really understand it this way. Think about the power that gives you as an individual and takes away from the power, as you said, from a politician to destroy
your wealth. Totally.
Right?
Rob you of your labor.
Right. It's a really interesting scenario, one I have not really given as much thought as you have, about the power it is to control your wallet and know that it's your currency and that they can't just take it away from you.
Yeah.
But doesn't that, Marshall, in your opinion, mean that you probably wouldn't want to... So here's the negative, right? You see this Colonial Pipeline thing. They paid the terrorists, and they are terrorists, be clear.
Yes.
They pay the terrorists with Bitcoin.
Correct.
Right? So they give Bitcoin a little bit of a bad name there.
Yeah.
But in the sense, they want to tell you the story that is the bad side of it. The good side of it is a guy like you took $2 million of your own money, and I apologize if I just shouldn't have said that, but I know what you did.
Yep.
You bought 100 Bitcoin when it was $22-some thousand, and you put your money in a spot where you could control your own destiny. You didn't
Correct.
need an institution to tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
You didn't need to have a U.S. bank close your bank account because they don't like your activity.
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
You didn't have to see whether the credit card would approve you or not approve you,
That's right.
or whether how much you could get out of the ATM without permission. Mother, may I?
That's
right?
exactly.
I'm enthralled with your attitude about this.
That's my macro outlook on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I worked incredibly hard to make money.
Sure.
You know, like fighting it out every day, and I won't let people steal it from me. When you work your tail off for it,
And
that's
yet
my
you
macro.
see people out there saying that Bitcoin doesn't have any worth, but actually
the network is its worth.
the network is its
of,
worth
of people.
right? And what's interesting is the more the Chinese want to ban something or the government wants to take it away from you,
Yeah,
the more they validate the reason why it
absolutely.
exists.
It's an admission of something.
It's a full admission.
And let me just say on Colonial Pipeline, I've been in construction my entire life. Okay, all of those pipes, any liquid that flows through a pipeline is flowed by gravity, right? If it's not pressured, and they all have mechanical valves. Okay, so an electronic attack's not going to stop liquid flowing through a pipe. If we wanted to flow oil through a pipe, you just send a man out there and you turn the valve.
That's it.
And it's interesting that they paid that terrorist in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a narrative there that I'm suspicious of. Anybody who's ever installed pipe and has run the only time in any plant a transmission service of oil and gas, the network is related to the controls. Okay, the network is related to the controls, and all controls have a manual override. Okay,
Yep.
and also all of the level sensors and flow meters inside of pipes go back to a control station, so you know how much flow is occurring through your pipe. So if they hack that and froze that whole system or took it for ransom, okay, that wouldn't cripple us. We have mechanical valves, right? So I think there's a greater thing at play there. And, if my suspicion's correct, it's even more of an admission. I'm even more bullish on the asset. All of these things help because Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin is in its humanity. There's 7 billion of us, and so all of us deserve the right to preserve our wealth. So that's if people say it's not backed in anything, well, it's backed by you. And what's more priceless than you are, and your labor and your freedom and your ability to run your own show and dictate your own destiny.
You had a guy in my office who sold 25,000 Bitcoin for $5 each because he needed the money.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said yesterday. And
Oh, excuse me. He sold 5,000 Bitcoin for $5 each to get 25 grand.
Yeah. This is what I said yesterday, and it's probably a little bit clearer now that when you sell it, I don't think you know what you own.
Right.
And with a baked-in diminishing supply, there's a time when I can only get it from you.
Yeah. Once it's all mined.
Sure.
Buddy B says worked in North Dakota for 3 years. This is 100% spot on what Marshall's saying.
Awesome.
Also have isolated networks outside of the network. So
Hey, let's go
question.
to some viewer questions. We're going to come back to this. That's pretty heavy. I think it was David K. Was it Dave K or David K? There's a lot of comments. I want to say that there's a question from Marshall. We're going to go to some questions from Marshall. We're going to spend the next 13 minutes taking questions. Marshall, thoughts on flipping houses in the current environment? I've flipped four so far and killed it.
Yes. Okay.
Your thoughts on flipping houses?
Well, let me just say, double trouble. Awesome question, and I appreciate you, having some input. I really think that people are not having the conversation of 10 million defaulted mortgages in the country. So pre-foreclosure short sales, if you're going to flip one door and you're interested in doing value add, pre-foreclosure short sales is the play right now. You can pick up assets at a 50% discount. I could buy an asset right now in a pre-foreclosure short sale at 30% of its value. There's nothing like it. We have 10 million defaulted mortgages. So there's an opportunity there.
Hey, you can't get a hold of Marshall. Go to Real Marshall
Wilkinson.
God damn it. Go to Real Marshall Wilkinson. I've known the guy forever, too.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
Go to Real Marshall Wilkinson and on Instagram, and his
Yes.
contact information is there. Or if you, Josh, what can they do to email for Marshall's contact information? Is it Josh? What is it? The email address, Josh? Is it Josh at Ault or
Joshua. At
You can
Ault.
also text Marshall.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we'll connect.
I forgot. Text 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831. Put in Marshall, and we will give you Marshall's contact information, and you'll be on our list. Marshall may be a regular guest on some of our shows from time to time. So
That'd be great.
That'd be great, right?
Yep.
Can we go back to the questions? We got 12 minutes left of questions.
Yeah, D. Wright. Devon, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Richard Ritter, like clockwork. He's
Richard
here.
Ritter, always in the game.
Yeah, I want to be clear.
$2
Everybody
super
who's
chat.
on these
What a
super
stand-up
chats,
guy.
Thank you.
We never ask for money, but we're super grateful that you do that. But I will tell you for sure, all of you will get a special invitation to that show we're going to have. Well, Marshall will be there, one of the speakers on negotiations and tactics for negotiations. Marshall is an expert at negotiation. We learned about yesterday, and I'm fascinated by what he does. Okay, let's go some more questions. Yummy Raider, what happens?
Yeah, I mean that he's speaking.
Well,
on
let's
what I
ask the
spoke of
question. What
yesterday.
happens at some point when a nation state finally figures
how to hack crypto.
how to hack crypto?
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I think Bitcoin has never been hacked in its history. And I think we got to go on that premise. That's not going to happen.
No,
Too hard,
absolutely not.
right? China is banned it so they can at point super. What does this say? What is
Super smart cyber warriors.
Oh, he's yeah.
I mean, fundamentally, he's kind of correct there.
Really?
Yeah. I mean that is the reason why. I mean,
Would you call it AI warrior?
I call Bitcoin AI super soldier.
An AI super soldier.
You see how resilient it's been?
Yeah, it is
It's the
resilient.
Terminator, and it can't be killed.
Buddy B, $9.99 super chat. Hey, hit me up when you get to Vegas, buddy.
Mallory. Is that Mallory or Mallory?
Yeah, Mallory.
Yeah.
I have zero idea how crypto, but then again, I haven't really tried to figure it out either. It's really complicated. I'm just stupid. Laugh out loud. I don't think
No,
you're stupid.
you're if you're watching the show, you're definitely not stupid.
You're not stupid.
It's not complicated, and if you just look at some of my videos, I explain it. There are a bunch of videos online, and
Can you
read about it.
tell them how to get there?
Yeah, just pop me in a search bar, Marshall Wilkinson, and my page will come up, youtube.com/Marshall Wilkinson.
Palantir. Any thoughts on Palantir? Marshall, do you know Palantir? That's the
Sure I do.
that's the
That's Peter Thiel's deal.
Peter Thiel's deal. They're like
Yeah.
a very high-end defense software company. Right?
I think their contract's CIA, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And other things too.
Sure.
Peter Thiel just put some money into Rumble, the competition to YouTube. I just saw that. Pretty
That-
interesting.
really?
Yeah.
Rumble?
I'm bullish
Yeah.
Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
There's something called Rumble?
Yeah, we need to get on there.
Yeah. It's a platform where
It's
you know,
free speech.
you don't have the censorship that you
Yeah,
do on some of the
for
other
sure.
platforms.
Really?
Yeah. So some of the people that have
Can we
been
stream on
kicked
Rumble?
off-
Yeah.
Oh, we got to do that immediately.
Yeah, we need to get on Rumble.
Yeah, I need to check it out as well.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know about
They're doing
Rumble.
well.
Yeah.
David K.
Wow. Just like that, Urban One is starting to pep up a lot.
Marijuana industry.
Really?
Todd, UONE is red to green after hours in a big way.
Huh. Urban?
Yes, Urban One.
974. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it.
Huh. Interesting.
And let me just you're bullish on gold, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
You know what's interesting though? I was looking
Silver and gold.
I was looking at the chart, right? So if you pull up a year to date on gold, what I find is interesting in the past 8 months, from about August to April, while we were in a Bitcoin bull market, it's in a bear.
Yeah.
It was an inverse deal. I found that interesting because also on a macro level, I agree with you on the gold play.
Yeah.
I just don't think you're going to get the alpha you would if
No.
you were in crypto.
It's total. Yeah, it's just diversification.
But it's interesting, because I haven't been following gold like that. And when I looked at the year to date, I said, "Oh man, that's interesting," because I would think there'd be some parity between the two.
You've noticed like money rotation between like just recently when
That's the key: money rotation out of gold.
yeah, that's what's happened. And then
Yeah.
Bitcoin just had a little bit of a stumble and a correction here, and then gold popped up over 1,800 again.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you allocate a certain percentage, a smaller percentage, or whatever you're comfortable with in silver, gold, and then, of course, crypto, and then, of course, other commodities, that would be a safe bet, in my opinion. Always good to hedge.
Yeah,
Always
I think,
good to be diversified.
Absolutely, for a responsible
Marshall
play,
from Caesar, how is the New York real estate market following COVID? Are people back?
Great question. So New York is a big state. So Manhattan real estate is different than, and I'm originally from Long Island. Long Island real estate is different than Manhattan. But Manhattan, I hear, is coming back. But what's coming back is the luxury. You know, what's coming back are the $5, $10, $20 million deals again. And so New York City is the playground for the rich. It will be a place for the elites from here on. Long Island, however, is very hot, but it's simply because of a supply and demand.
Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed about. I lived in New York for a short time. I have an apartment there on 5th and 12th.
Yep.
I've only been able to go back there a few times since COVID. There's such a different attitude when you're on the island. It's a weird experience for me. The second I get there, everything I have ever done, every financing I've ever done in my whole life has really been in a geographical area of about a couple miles.
Yeah, right.
I literally have raised hundreds of millions of dollars
On an island.
in a certain part. Now, recently I used a bank in Newport Beach because I'm a good guy, but effectively, you know, everything takes place there.
Yes.
I don't know how that's the case.
Yeah.
My big investors are there. The people I do business with are there. We have a legal office there, Park
Yeah.
Avenue address there. That I don't know why. Whenever I say that, my wife says I'm being a smartass. I'm not. I'm saying it's physically located on Park Avenue. It's not because I want to say the word Park Avenue.
Sure.
Giving people geographical location to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So they know.
Obvious brag.
What should I say? 42nd and no street.
Just say Manhattan.
Okay. But that's a big island, man.
Good.
Listen, say Park Ave. If you have a Park Ave apartment,
100 Park Avenue.
It
tell,
is,
and tell people you got. Good for you, man. Listen,
Yeah.
the reason why everything took place in New York is because it was a place where talent concentrated. And so wherever talent concentrates, like, for instance, Silicon Valley is a place where talent concentrated.
Sure.
You're going to have growth and you're going to have all the opportunity. Now, the opportunity seems to be spreading around. We're in a migration period in the States. And
I don't think I've ever met a person like you that I think should write a book. Like, I immediately think all of your thoughts should be written down. Like, you should. I'm not joking around. I watch your, it's a little bit of a love fest. I watch your Instagram stuff. I watch you posting live and talking to people, and kind of on the fly. It's very, very talented stuff. It's like it's a great philosophy. I don't know how to explain it. You cut through stuff and you have your experience and your thoughts around it. I just think it's wonderful.
Dude,
Well,
I'm
thank
kind
you.
of selfish. I either wanted him to come work for us or run for office.
Marshall speaks.
One of the two.
Marshall always speaks facts. He speaks.
I don't think I could do the
And
office.
chat stops because we are all listening.
oh,
Thank you, Marshall.
Thank you. And by the
Wow,
way, the
Devon
love
Wright.
fest is mutual, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I have a huge admiration and respect for you.
Yeah, but I don't articulate the way you do. And your thoughts are, mine are the talent I think I have is to identify undervalued assets. I clearly have been able to do that. I have done it enough times to prove that takes place. And I can even say consciously that Jason Bartholomew, who's a professional poker player, we all know that, my partner on this show, when 2.5 years ago, I said, Jason, I really want you to think about working with me. And he said, yeah, maybe. I'm playing poker and we'll talk about it. We talked about it for like 2.5 years. And I said, I really think there's a skill set for you. Now, at the time, I didn't know that he was a former banker for RBC, that he ran branches, and it was, obviously he had a corporate life. But I think I find things that are undervalued, people that are undervalued, businesses that are undervalued, property that are undervalued. But I don't articulate the way you do. I think that you have a skill set that is, in some degree, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
You remind me of a guy. I would think of like a Plato or something, like a philosopher, but in real modern times, not like.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's funny. It's funny you say that because philosophy's changed my life.
Yeah.
My life, I became a far better negotiator and closer when I really started studying philosophy.
One of the things that I like to talk about with risk in the trading, going to make a Marshall is a homeboy.
That's amazing.
That's nice.
That's
nice.
awesome, dude. Sell it. You can keep the proceeds.
No, we should do that.
Yeah, I'm for the people, man.
No, I like the idea, actually.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Well, so one of the things that you're not taught in school unless you take philosophy, and I kind of had this moment when I was in the middle of trying to get patient safety's product approved in human beings. We had met a doctor in San Francisco, a very smart one, and there was another doctor at the meeting, and the doctor was so excited. The one doctor was so excited, not the head of researcher, but the other surgeon said, "Hey, we found the solution for retained sponges." Right? And the other doctor said, "We found a solution."
Yep.
I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a difference. That's
By
a
the way,
hedge.
we found the solution.
Yeah.
No, we found a solution.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I started thinking to myself that from that moment on, everything it's not always never, right? You know, that whole, there's some philosophy out of Star Wars where the Sith Lord says, you know, only a Sith Lord deals in absolutes. Mm-hmm. Like where I have this absolute position. And the people that I think are the most talented and make the most money don't have an absolute position. They have a position, but not the position.
Well, a closed mind will never learn or never grow.
Right, and that's something about you that you have, and I think that's enough love for
Thank you.
Marshall, because I probably carried on for too long there. Just bought a tee to support. I wear it on stage, my next LA show.
Awesome.
Naked Army,
Colonel Hatchet.
Colonel Hatchet,
Esquire
the third.
Nice. We
Yeah.
were supposed to, as Jen Psaki would say, the chief of staff for Jolton Joe Biden. Let me circle back to Naked, N-A-K-D.
I'm going to pull it up. Hey, by the way, before we get to Naked, I want to say something. I saw this morning that the number one state of people moving in versus out, Nevada.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Todd. Any news on Naked? We're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah, this
Alex
is
Johnson. Any word on Naked interview with the CEO? Wow, everyone's in.
Good
That's a
question.
hot topic, man.
Good
Yeah.
question. Hey, let me ask you something. We got news on IKNX here.
You lie.
It is news. It's not. It's news.
Is it?
Yeah, it's up in the after hours at $10.11.
Really?
Iconics, collaboration with Teresa Collins to accelerate product growth and distribution. No terms disclosed.
Huh.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Sorry about that. Well, it's a position of ours, a
Yeah.
13D position in Iconics.
And
Wow.
yeah, thought that was interesting.
I got to say, I love the Naked Army here, man.
Wow.
They are in this chat.
Naked Army
The Naked
wants.
Army
Hey,
shows up,
listen,
man. They
these
show up.
Holy Toledo.
The shareholders here are very passionate. They're very educated. As most of them know, I do have a Telegram in their Naked Army chat. I'm not allowed to really say much.
Yeah.
I can't really delve into stuff, but I support them. They want a meeting with their CEO. Todd is a conduit for that. He's trying to make that happen. We're just waiting on literally a WhatsApp text back from Justin to give us the drop dead time where we can do the interview and we can make the edits and we can disseminate the information to all of you great shareholders of Naked. He should be proud to have all these long shareholders. They're very passionate and educated, and we really appreciate the support on our show as well.
Absolutely. And as a CEO, what a motivation.
Yeah.
Like to know that you have people that believe in you and are pulling for you. You know how powerful that is? Thousands of people going to bed at night pulling for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's amazing, man. I want that. I want people to go to sleep pulling for Wilkie.
They want to know where they're going to deploy all that capital.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's one of their most important questions.
Yep.
$10 super chat.
Double trouble.
Double trouble.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's cover Naked Brands in the last 8 minutes. Here's the stock today. What has it done the last 5 days or so?
Let's take a look.
Wow, yeah, it sold off pretty hard after the 20F was
Oh,
filed.
we got the 1 minute barcode. Oh, I love this. I love these. I love the barcode.
Yeah, the barcode.
Unbelievable.
Just the range.
My thoughts on this were the 20F was somewhat complicated.
Yeah.
And yeah, we probably need you know what we're going to do? This is what we're going to do.
It didn't include the capital they
Can we
raised.
get Armada on back tomorrow?
Yeah, Armada, you in the...
Can we get
yes.
Armada back? We're going to cover this.
Oh, Armada's here right now.
I know. I want to get them live with us.
Armada,
Armada, we'd like to talk to you about the 20F filing.
reach out to Josh.
Go over
if
some
you will.
questions there. Can you reach out with Josh and see if you can get on tomorrow with us? I think that'd be important, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that because We reached out to Justin today and said, have you rescheduled the time? Unfortunately, Justin's time he's waking up at 6 in the morning right now.
Yeah.
So my suspicion is that he told me he'd be back to me today, and that we'll have a firm date. I know that's frustrating for a lot of people. There is no reason for me to delay it.
No.
But I'm interested in navigating.
Wow.
What?
I'm time out. I'm sorry. Urban One is actually just went through the roof. It's over $11.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry. I just saw it. I'm
Wow.
sorry. I just had to tell you that.
Hey, let's even though this is a show for entertainment purposes,
We're live.
We're
so,
live,
we
and
make
what-
these trades, and it's
Urban One,
It's actually just going parabolic.
what's the symbol?
UONE.
I should know this. I should know this because we own it. UONE.
It just hit over 11, and it's 1090. I mean, it's going crazy. It's up 15% in the after hours. 11.
So we put the class
yeah,
D
that's
up.
the class D. Right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it is $11. We for full disclosure bought the stock. Jason brought it to my attention.
Woo,
Said it was going to be the
tripping.
first black-owned casino
in Richmond.
and we're long. We're long the stock.
Dude, former runner, this thing went parabolic. Okay, for those of you that don't know, there was a group, real quick, there's a group of tickers known as the BLM tickers, okay? They
Yeah.
were the BLM tickers, CARV, C-A-R-V, UONE.
Really?
UONE, a former runner to $54. Keep an eye on this thing. I'm not telling you to buy the stock. Just keep an eye on it. It's $11.15 right
Practice
now.
risk controls. It's really important, you guys. We have a big portfolio. You got to practice risk controls. If I lost every penny in this, it would not affect us, so be careful here. There's some big after movers in Ross,
Dude, it's ripping.
Home Depot, and Carnival. Real quickly, so get to the tax issue. Pull it up on the screen, please. We're going to spend the last 5 minutes going through this. U.S. proposes global minimum corporate tax of 15% with an eye on some being higher. Any thoughts? Either one of you take this?
Let's take it, Jay.
Okay. So this is more of so the previous administration was America First, Make America Great Again. Now we're delving into the globalist ideology. This administration has a lot of former Obama people in their office making decisions, in my opinion. I don't know that for fact. But people like Susan Rice, Samantha Powers, I do know that they have the ear of Joe Biden. And I do know that this globalist agenda incorporates this type of ideology and thought process where they can install like some kind of a carbon tax, or in this case, a corporate tax, which is a quasi-carbon tax. Not a fan of this. I mean, we're a sovereign nation.
15% global tax, huh?
We're a sovereign nation, dude. It's like bringing the United Nations in to patrol our borders or something crazy like that.
Hey, let's pull this up on the screen. Gold rises near a 4-month high as bond yields and dollar decline.
Yeah.
You see that V?
Yeah.
You see the left side of that?
yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yep.
But this, can I just opine on that, on the
Corporate tax?
on the corporate
Oh,
tax?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. It's obvious global deal, and I think it's actually an attempt to stave off massive inflation.
It is.
Because the world is MMT. It has adopted MMT, and every sovereign nation is MMT. And the motto of MMT is, in order to cool down the system when it's hot, we need to take the currency out of the system. And you're going to get a revolt if you continue to tax the people.
Yeah.
So if you can tax and put a constraint on corporations, you'll get the money out of the system.
Hey, we weren't able to cover everything we wanted to on the political side. I'm sorry about that if those of you tune into the political side. Skyla,
Yeah.
you know what's up. Hold on.
So-
Hold on.
Skyla.
Just by the way, the 5-year percent of gold is 49%.
Wow.
So I mean, compared to Bitcoin.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on,
exactly.
Let me find it, Skyla. Let me find it. Wow, it's getting moved around here a little bit. We need better buttons.
We need to organize.
It'd be nice to get a tactile
Go,
button.
Skyla.
All right. So, how does the moon cut his hair? Eclipse it.
Eclipse
I like it.
it. Reflections, $5 super chat. GameStop. Here's the question. GameStop, are you long or short?
Oh, damn it. I forgot to cover that. For full disclosure, I covered my GameStop short today.
Okay.
I was short the 190 calls. I covered them.
Okay.
I sold them for, I can't remember, like $5.50, $6. Bought them back for 80 cents. Why did I do that? You know, I'm distracted. I got a lot of people coming on my show. Believe it or not, I'm hearing Alan Parsons from the Alan Parsons Project. I am the eye in the sky.
Wow.
Is coming on Autonomous. Look at that.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
good.
Hearing Richard Branson's coming on.
What?
Wow.
Virgin.
No
the founder
way.
of Virgin.
You're gonna have him?
Well, I'm hearing he's coming on. I don't know if it's true.
That's amazing.
Can
Hey,
we-
I'm hearing things. Who's that sound
Hey,
like? I'm hearing on the
things.
internet. I'm hearing
I'm
things,
hearing
man.
it.
I'm
Hey,
hearing
we need
it.
to use his hotel.
You De Niro?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
hear
Hey,
things.
we're looking at the
Marcus
Virgin Hotel.
Lemonis?
No, we don't have De Niro.
No, he says that. I hear things. You know,
I hear things, man. I hear
Yeah.
things. Hey. Special thanks to Marshall
Yeah, man.
Thank you,
for
man. I'm happy to
2
be here.
days of your time.
Dude, it was
Awesome,
awesome,
awesome.
man.
We're gonna have dinner
Awesome.
again tonight with my
It
family.
was
Great.
ridiculous.
Marshall's like family now. Marshall, you can find at let's make sure we give it out one more time. How can they get a hold of you?
Instagram, real Marshall Wilkinson, and also YouTube.
Is it exactly the same on the YouTube?
On the
too,
YouTube,
channel?
it's just Marshall Wilkinson.
And you have MarshallWilkinson.com too, right?
And MarshallWilkinson.com is my site.
Right.
Yes.
You, and apparently you might even have some training programs on Lightspeed soon.
Potentially.
I'm hearing rumors. I'm hearing things.
Listen, I hear
things. I hear things.
Hear
We'll
things.
see. Yes.
Hey, it's not a weekly wrap up. It's not the end of the week. But Skyla, thank you so much. Skyla, you've been super diligent. I'm really happy with what's happening. You're taking great care of me, making sure everything's organized.
She's doing
One
great.
more thing,
Great.
Josh. Can you plug that? What's that called? The GameStop risk on. Tell me a little bit. We got a minute.
Risk on Rewind.
Thank you.
We can launch that tomorrow.
We got a
you
new
want.
new thing called Risk on Rewind, and it covers every time we talk about a stock. Very fascinating idea. Special thanks to Josh for putting that together.
That's cool.
And Tyler. And I want to give a shout out to my man Jason, who is in the middle of a business development deal. I'm very excited about this. The team is humming. We're humming here. The market was humming today. We made a lot of money. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Marshall's in the house.
Absolutely. Hey, can I shout out the chat?
Sure.
You guys are awesome. And I'm usually in the chat, and it's cool to be here with you guys.
A lot of those people in Super Chat, a lot of those people just regular followers.
Yeah.
Special thanks to the Naked Army. We're going to have our Armada trading, I hope, on tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. It's May 20th. This is Risk On. We love you. Take care.
Bye-bye.